Halio Dalio DND Family. It's your girl that answers the three names, and those are Davena, Nancy, and Devena. Well, it's me, you know, good? Me, alright, my dear. I am here. So, today I'm actually going to be doing a video about the modules I did in my first year. So the modules I did in first semester, second semester. If it's your first time here on my channel, welcome. If it's your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, or probably sixth time on my channel, welcome back. I hope you're subscribed and I hope you have hit the subscribe bell so that whenever I post, you can get that notification. Guess what? Me not charging no socks out in our bag this money just for subscribe, right? If you're interested in the video, then continue watching. If you're not really interested because nursing on your thing, but you want to support me, continue watching. I appreciate you. Firstly, I wrote these things in my book. Yes, frozen. Me I look a bit, you know, so I'm not bear with me. When you see me I look down, if you see me I look down, I am looking in the book for the, you know, things I wrote, so I'm gonna lose track. I'm love chatting on me no one day, so for the whole day or whole night, I try to explain one something. For my first semester, I did 7 modules, and for my second semester, I did 6 modules. Right, modules are like subjects, right? They call them modules at UTech. Don't ask me why. So my first semester I did biochemistry, I did anatomy and physiology 1, I did foundations of nursing, I did academic writing 1, I did information technology, I did sociology, and I did community service project. If you're hearing background noises, I apologize. If you're hearing the fowl in the background, me apologize, yeah, because him not have no behavior. It's past 6 o'clock, him still a make noise, so I apologize for that. So community service project, we had to just attend 5 classroom sessions, at least 5. You had to attend 5 classroom sessions, mean you have to mark present for 5 classroom sessions, and you also have to do 40 hours of voluntary service. Now they gave a list of some companies that they liaised with that said okay, they'll take some students from UTech to do voluntary service. If you have a place that is willing to take you for voluntary service, then you can let your teacher know, as long as the person agrees to sign your paper and stamp it at the end of your 40 hours. If you can find a place in your community or close by a community that is not on the list, then you can make a teacher know. Next thing was sociology. So sociology, if you did this in CAPE, it will come easy to you. It's not a hard subject. It wasn't a hard module for me. It was just, it requires a lot of reading. Basically, it's a reading module, and if you don't read them, that's about it. We did about theories. So there are 3 theories that they taught us. Functionalism, we did conflict theory, and we did symbolism or interaction theory. So if you do sociology, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. If you haven't done it as yet, you're going to do it in the first semester of your first year. And it's basically, functionalism is basically saying that society, everybody in society works together for the success of the society. Conflict theory is just saying that there is inequality within society, and that normally causes change or conflict. Like they're saying they're comparing rich versus poor, men versus women. Then interaction or symbolism, it's basically how persons interact with each other. What's the communication like between persons? Like what's the communication like with teachers and students, man and woman, mother and child, or whatever. With the theories now, they look on religion, they look on family, they look on education, and then they like break it down based on the theories. So based on functionalist point of view, what they think about education, what they think about family, what they think about religion. Next one is IT, information technology. IT is basically about Microsoft Word, about Excel, about Access, about PowerPoint. Almost every class, you'll have a lecture, you'll have a tutorial session, and you'll have a lab class. For IT, that was the schedule. So I'll have 2 hours of lecture, 1 hour of what the thing name tutorial, and I think a 2 or 3 hours of lab class. And then in the lecture they'll teach you about computer, parts of the computer system, how the internet sets up, and all that good stuff, transmission of internet, all that good stuff. If you're IT ed, you know what I'm talking about. If you're an IT ed, you're gonna know what I'm talking about when you reach there. Right. Academic writing is basically English. So if at a different college they call it something else, at UTech we call it academic writing, and it was academic writing 1 that I did in first semester. Academic writing, they taught us about communication process. You know, you have your sender, your medium, your receiver, and your feedback. And they taught us about expository writing because at the end we were placed in groups to do an essay. They taught us about comprehension skills development, and they taught us about summarizing. So there are little stuff in between here and there, but those are the topics, and then you'll have subtopics and whatever. Academic writing, it's a lot of work. For me, it was a lot of work. Every single week you'll have an assignment, you'll have a little test, a little quiz for academic writing. It comes with a lot of work, but you just have to know how to manage your time. You just have to know how to strategize. Is that a word? We did foundations of nursing. By the name of it, foundation of nursing, they teach about evolution and development of nursing. They taught us about the sisters, the persons who found nursing are some of the big heads. Some of the first persons to actually practice nursing. Also, they taught us about the level of healthcare. You're gonna have preventative, secondary, tertiary, and also you're gonna have the type of health centers, type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, type 5. They'll also teach you about professionalism, so they'll tell you a little bit about malpractice and all that good stuff, but them not go in depth. Them just basically like define what malpractice is and just give you a little examples. That was for the lecture portion. Then for the lab class, we did basic patient care. So grooming patient, turning and lifting patient, positioning patient, washing hands. We did vital signs, we did giving bedpan, and all that good stuff about basic patient care. And then for biochemistry, it's basically about the chemical makeup, function, and breakdown of like carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, nucleic acid, and enzymes. So those are the big topics that you'll do, right? My teacher was a very, very good teacher. My teacher went down back to the periodic table for those who have never crossed chemistry, for those who did chemistry and forgot about chemistry. If you went to 6th form and you did biochemistry, then it will come easy to you. If not, then I hope you get a teacher like mine. Her name is Miss Sanderson. So if you get her, you know you gotta keep her. You got somebody that she'll work with you and come down to your level to get you up to where you need to be. We appreciate them teacher there. We appreciate them kind of people there, right? Over here, right? Please, I begs of you to do the best you can. Prioritize, do time management, study, read, study, make sure that what you're reading you're understanding and it is stuck in, right? You'll need it, okay? Don't waste your time. Don't go to university and waste your time and money. It a go hard, and I'm telling you before, no matter amount of time I'm telling you say it a go hard, cannot and will not prepare you for the amount of work that you'll need to do. It a go depend on how you learn, your learning capability, your studying technique, your learning technique. Learn yourself from now, so when you come, it a go look a bit easy for you. Right? Prioritize. It's a go rough, it's a go tough, it's a go hard. Alright? So biochemistry is that lovely dovely module that will make anybody feel stressed. It made me feel stressed. Honestly. I liked the module. Let me tell you what I did to help me throughout this module. What I did was participated in the class. So I'll answer questions. I'll ask questions because we don't know everything. We don't know everything. I'm not gonna say I don't because I not speak that over my life, but girl and everything girl on, right? So I ask a lot of questions. If I don't understand, miss, I do not understand, can you go over? Seek help. Don't sit down and suffer by yourself. Listen, I come here talking about the module, I'm going to start trying going to pep talk. I'm going to about the module here. And then for the last module that I did in first semester was A&P1. The big bad wolf that huff and puff and blow your house down.
Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in.
This module turned my world upside down. May I tell you, it turned it upside down bad in the first half, and then when we get the integrity, turn it back up. You know, turn it back up to the sun. When we just started anatomy and physiology, they taught us about anatomical positions and anatomical terms. That was the first topic that I can remember. So you're going to learn that your head, it doesn't just have the name of head, it is cephalic, right? Your forehead is your frontal. That's the anatomical term for your forehead. It's your frontal. Your chin is your mental. Your chin is referred to as your mental. Your neck is your cervical. Almost no ears, auricle. Eyes, orbital. Nose, everybody must know the nose are going to be nasal, right? I implore you to pay attention in your anatomy and physiology class, because modules that you're doing in your first year, it's like a building block, like you build one house, it'll lay the foundation. So whenever you write nursing notes as a student, know certain terms and to use certain terms and use certain words, because you're studying to become a nurse. So why you gonna write like you just want to look a 2-year-old? We're gonna just write say the man have a cut pan the shin and foot. The man have a cut pan in belly. Belly is abdomen. Listen, you see anything in no Google, YouTube, don't just rely on just lectures and slides, and do your additional research. It's best if you know more than you need to know. Knowledge not kill. Also, after anatomical terms, we went into skeletal system, so you will now learn about your bones. You will now learn how many bones you have in your body. You will now learn that you have 8 bones here in your wrist. Yes, my love, you have 8 bones there. I did not know. I did not know. They did not teach that in the lecture. But guess what? I had to do additional reading because I was reading for my exam. And then I woke up on it. And then just never leave girl head. So I have 8 bones in your soul. Can you believe it? 8 bones in your soul. 8 bones. Child, and then the 8 bones them have different names. Wow. Hey. Skeletal system consists of bones and joints, right? I hope me not overwhelm you. I hope me not intimidate you. Just come with your mindset that it's gonna be a lot of work. Alright, after the skeletal system, we went into muscular system. As a year, muscles. You're gonna learn about the muscles them, pectoralis major, deltoid, latissimus dorsi, trapezius, gluteus maximus in your butt. The muscle on the bottom jaw. Yeah. After musculoskeletal system, we did nervous system. So you know, you're gonna learn about neurons, you're gonna learn about nerves, you're gonna learn about parasympathetic, sympathetic, you're gonna learn about the good stuff. But you know, not just the anatomy alone. Anatomy is the structure of the body and the systems, right? And then physiology is the functioning of that body part or system. When you just start the topic, then I'm gonna teach you about the anatomy, the structure. And then when they get down to nitty-gritty now, they go down to physiology. And the physiological parts, me just always find it challenging because you learn about processes. You know, when I get to love the subject, when we read sense organs, and we did sense organs after the nervous system. When we did sense organs, my love, and I found out how I taste, how I see, how I smell, how I hear, child. It was just so fascinating for me. From there, so from rhythm system there, it got so interesting. Man, it became interesting for me when it reached sense organs. Other parts, No ma'am, I did not like it. For every lab class, almost every lab class will have to do a drawing, and it's not just one drawing, you know. You gotta do one time. I get 9 drawings to do. Girl can't draw to save her life, cause girl left-handed bad. I don't know, I can't draw to save her life, but I had to do what I had to do to, you know, get the labs done. So this module AMP1, it was the heaviest module in my first semester, the most challenging module in my first semester. It is a module where you have to read, you have to understand what you're reading, because how the exam set in a madam, they might give one long old scenario. They are giving you a long scenario just for you to pick out one common sense what I have to answer the question, you know. And then the timing was just off. You're gonna give me an hour to do 50 questions, and most of them are scenario. And I'm look what is the anatomical term for your forehead? And I'm look a question like that, my love. Structured questions. And you just have to know diagrams. You have to know your diagrams. Because them give diagrams in our exam as well. It's a lot, okay? It's a lot, so come prepared for it. Me not try intimidate you. Me not try discouraging or nothing. What is for you will be for you. Me just try make you be aware of the level of work that you'll come in and be expected to do. That was it for my first semester. In my second semester now, I did community health. The goal of community health is basically to protect and preserve the health of individuals by promoting healthy lifestyles and teaching persons how to prevent and manage chronic health conditions. Basically, that's what it's about. So they give you about pollution, they give you about environmental sanitation, they tell you about healthy families, coping mechanism, healthy communities. Water quality is just about the health of the community, right? Health of the community. Then we did health assessment. Health assessment is basically the practical component of nursing, the basics. So they teach you about vital signs. They teach about history taking, so interviewing your patient to get, you know, history of them, like if I go admit somebody. They also teach us about care plans, so you know about your nursing diagnoses. You're gonna know about your NANDA list that has your nursing diagnoses. Care plan, basically, patient have a problem and how you are going to intervene to help the patient and what the outcome that you're expecting from your actions, and then if those outcomes were met. Basically, they also teach us how to assess pain, so you use cold spa, which is characteristic of the pain, the onset of the pain, the location of the pain, the duration of the pain, the severity of the pain, the pattern of the pain, and also any associated symptoms with the pain. Them teach us about part by part assessments. So them teach us to assess the ear, the head, the eyes, the nose, the oropharynx, the ears, the skin, lymph nodes as well. And then for a system, they teach us about 4 major systems: the lungs and thorax, the cardiovascular system, the musculoskeletal system, as well as your abdomen. That's what health assessment is all about, right? Oh, they teach us also about therapeutic communication and all that good stuff in the lecture section, and nursing process and all that good stuff in the lecture session. Microbiology, as I hear, is the study of microorganisms such as bacteria, virus, parasites, and fungus. Infection control, disinfection and sterilization, human and microbe symbiosis. I'm going to teach you a lot about microorganisms. You're going to need to know the names of certain microorganisms, tongue twisters. And I'm going to teach you about certain condition and what particular microorganism caused that, and what type of microorganism that is, if it is anaerobic, aerobic, if it is gram negative, gram positive. Do not be intimidated by this information, but just make you be aware, right? It's gonna be a lot. It's going to be a lot, but just focus on what you have to do in your first semester. Take it one day at a time. Next one that I did was psychology. Psychology is a study of behavior and mental processes, right? So they must study about how you do things, your actions and so, and then mental processes, why you do it, what's your thought process, what's your feelings, what was your motive, and all that good jazz. And they also teach about lifespan development with different theories, what different persons think of lifespan development, so from birth to death. Nutrition in health is basically the dietary need of certain nutrients such as your lipids, your carbohydrates, your proteins, your vitamins. It's just dietary need for all age groups. That's basically what they taught us in that module. It wasn't a heavy module, it just requires lots of reading and remembering and so forth. Then anatomy 2, of course, it's, you know, continuation of anatomy 1. So we did blood, we did the heart, we did the lymphatic system, we did the digestive system, we did the urinary system, we did the respiratory system. Yeah. In my second semester, I did community health, I did health assessment, I did microbiology applied to health professionals, I did psychology, I did nutrition in health, and I did anatomy and physiology too. And then in the summer now, we did practicum 1, where I went to KPH first for about 4 weeks, 3 days out of the week. You saw that video. If you have not, the link will be in the description, so you can go check it out after this video. And then I am now at the clinic for another 4 weeks, Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Next week will be my last week at the clinic, and then it will be a 1-month break until school starts. I'm not sure which date school will start, but about the 20th or 20 something of August, I think it will start or so. So at KPH we had to do an exam, a system exam, you know, which applied health assessment knowledge right there. And then at the clinic we had to do a family study, and then you're required to do 245 hours for your first practicum, and then that will be it. That is what I did in my first year as it regards my modules. So I'm gonna give you some tips. What I feel like you should do first is to find out your learning capabilities. Try study techniques that will work for you. If you have to write as one of your study techniques, if you have to group up with friends, if you have to get flashcards or something, whatever makes you comfortable to get the information in your head for your exams and also for the future when you become a nurse, then whatever technique, just try that out. Prioritize. You'll need good time management. Take mental breaks, but don't make them be too long. As a nursing student, I found it to be a problem if a day passed and I did not study anything, I did not read anything school-wise. I found it to be a problem. It bothered my spirit because I feel like I'm always just catching up. You know, me never just feel like me did right when I'm supposed to do, because it's just so much work. It's just a lot. I am not exaggerating nor anything. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of reading. You hear me? Do not wait until your exams are around the corner for one to take up a book. It will not work. You hear me? So if you have to read over the evening after you have the class, so you have the class today, when you go home, or if I still online, then I go do it. You will get your book and you read, you make your notes and you study, you make the information stick. You can do like a 45-minute study and then a 15-minute break. What works for you. You don't need to stay in the book all day. I'm not left another book all day, but do what you have to do so you don't lag behind. Come work for greatness, man. You just come work for just pass. Like, there are some modules there that will just make you feel like, oh, I just want to pass this. There are some, let me tell you, there are some modules like that. But come with the mindset to work to the best of your ability to get the bestest grade that you can get, right? Aim for the A's. If you fall a B, nothing wrong with that, right? So yeah, I don't know if I've given you a lot of information. I don't know how this video will turn out, but I hope it will inform you or make you aware of, you know, the workload that you might come and get. Also follow your diet sheet as it regards choosing your modules. If you don't have your diet sheet, if you haven't gotten your package from school as yet, I would advise that you email the person that sent you an acceptance letter. So who tell us you get accepted to the school, tell them, so you ask your BSN or BSM, whichever. BSN is Bachelor of Science in Nursing, BSM Bachelor of Science in Midwifery, whichever program you are in. Just email the person that sent you your acceptance letter and ask them for a package. They'll refer you to the necessary person. That's what I did to get my package, right? So yes, my dears, I hope I have not overloaded you with information. I hope I have not intimidated you. I hope I have not discouraged you. I hope this video was just informative and making you aware for what you have signed up for, or, you know, just to give a little insight of what you have signed up for. Just come, if you come, unleash your wings and be great, right? That is what we all want. So until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and big up on yourself. Bye bye.